त्वमेव लोकशङ्करं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं
शृङ्गाद्रिवासाय विधिप्रियाय कारुण्यवाराम्बुधये नताय विज्ञानदायाखिलभाग्यदाय श्रीशारदाख्याय नमो महिम्ने सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Offering my Sashtanga Pranamas to the Padapadmas of the Ubhaya Jagadgurus. In this series titled Punyabhumi Sringeri, we have been discussing the causes of how Sringeri became renowned as a Punyabhumi. Some factors in this were the unbroken Guru Parampara that flourishes here, the Tungabhadra Nadi that flows here, Sharadamba who resides here, having been consecrated here by Bhagavad Pada himself. In this way, several factors have gone into making Sringeri a Punyabhumi. And as we have discussed, the linga of Malahanikareshwara is also an important part in the sanctity of this kshetra. Therefore, just as we discussed the Mahima of Sharadamba using the Kamalaja Daitashtaka as a reference, in the same way we shall discuss the greatness of Malahanikareshwara, taking up yet another stotra of the Sringeri Jagadgurus as reference. In this case, although many stotras have been composed on Malahanikareshwara by many different acharyas, for the coming few episodes, we will be looking at the Malahanikareshwara Ashtaka composed by Jagadguru Shri Shri Vidhushekhara Bharati Sannidhanam Varu on the occasion of the consecration of the Rajagopura and Kumbhabhisheka of the Malahanikareshwara temple, which took place in Shobhakrin Magha Masa. This octet, this Ashtaka, is composed in the Vasanta Tilaka meter, which we all are familiar with as the meter that the Lakshmi Nrsimha Karavalamba Stotra, the Venkateshwara Suprabhata, and many more popular stotras are composed in. In this stotra, alongside many Vedantic principles and intricacies of Parameshwara Tattva, are embedded various details about the temple, the deities that are placed in the temple, and the connection that Malahanikareshwara has had with the Sringeri Jagadgurus. So, in this stotra, the first verse we will be looking at is Tungottamanga Vilasan Mrigabhritkalaya Shringadrivasa Rasikaya Maheshwaraya Shitamshu Bhaskara Krishanu Drishe Bhavani Bhartre Namostu Malahanikareshwaraya. To look at the overall meaning of the shloka now, Tungottamanga, on his lofty crest, Shiva bears Mrigabhrit Kala, the Chandra Rekha, Shringadrivasa Rasika, he is fond of residing in Sringeri, Maheshwara, he is the Supreme Lord, he is the Supreme Master of this universe. Shitamshu Bhaskara Krishanu Drishe, his three eyes are Surya, Chandra and Agni. Bhavani Bhartre, he is the husband of Parvati. To that Malahanikareshwara I offer my namaskara. This is the overall meaning. If we now look at each word in detail, the stotra, Acharya has started the stotra with the word Tungottamanga Vilasan Mrigabhritkalaya. Here Parameshwara's Uttamanga, his Shiras, is described as Tunga. It is very lofty, it is high. This is because we conceptualize Parameshwara in the Vishwarupa as Apatala Nabhasthalanta Bhavana Brahmanda Mavispurata. When Parameshwara is in his Vishwarupa, when we envision Parameshwara himself as the Vishwa, then his feet are touching the bottom of Patala and his head reaches the upper expanses of the Brahmanda. So upon such a lofty head shines the Mrigabhrit Kala, the Chandra Rekha. So Shiva bearing the moon on his head has a very specific significance. When Parameshwara is conceptualized as Vishwarupa, the Agamas describe him as Jnana Chandra Kalachudam Dashadig Bahumandalam. The 10 arms of Parameshwara, which are found in Dhana shlokas such as Shantam Padmasanastham Shishadharamakutam and other such Dhyana shlokas. The 10 arms of Parameshwara are none other than the 10 directions of this cosmos. And in the same way, Jnana Chandra Kalachudam, the crescent moon on Shiva's forehead, is nothing other than Jnana. So by saying that Parameshwara bears the moon on his head, we are basically saying that Parameshwara is Sarvajna. He contains all forms of Jnana. That is why the Vayu Purana also tells us Ashtadashanam etasam vidyanam bhinnavartmanam adikarta kavis sakshat shulapaniriti shrutihi. So the Ashtadasha Vidyas, that is to say the Chaturdasha Vidyas, Angani, the 6 Veda Angas, Vedas Chatvaraha, the 4 Vedas, Mimamsa and Nyaya Vistara, Nyaya Shastra, Dharma Shastram, Puranancha, Vidyahyata, Chaturdasha. These are the 14 Vidyas. And in addition to these, you have the 4 Upavedas, Ayurveda, Gandharva Veda, Dhanurveda and Arthashastra. So counting these 4 as well, you get 18 different types of Vidyas. And for all of these, Adikarta Kavihi, the first creator of these Vidyas, the progenitor of these Vidyas, the first teacher of these Vidyas is Shulapanihi, is Shiva himself. It is Shrutihi. This is what Veda tells us, because Veda also tells us that he is Ishana Sarva Vidyanam. He is the master of all Vidyas. So to show us that Shiva is Sarvajna, he knows everything, we say that he is Jnana Chandra Kalachudaha. He bears Jnana itself on his head as the Chandra Rekha. There is one more inner meaning of saying that Parameshwara is Chandrachuda or Chandrashekhara or Chandramauli. Chandra represents the Jiva Samashti, the sum total of all Jivas. In this regard, the Varaha Purana tells us, Tasminustu Mathite Jataha Punassomo Mahipate Yosau Kshetrajna Sanjnove Dehesmin Purushah Paraha Sa Eva Somo Mantavyaha Dehinam Jiva Sanjnitaha. So Tasminustu Mathite Jataha Somaha, the moon, the Chandra that was born from the milking of the Kshirasagara, he is Saeva Somo Mantavyaha Jiva Sanjnitaha. That Soma should be understood to be the Jiva. He is the Kshetrajna. He is Yoso Kshetrajna Sanjnyo Vedehesmin. He is the Jiva that resides within the body, knows the body and interacts with the world through the body and the senses. So in this way, Somaha Jiva Sanjnitaha Mantavyaha. Soma should be understood to be the Jiva, the representative of the sum total of all Jivas. So when we say that Paramatma bears the Chandra Rekha on his head, we mean to say that it is Parameshwara who supports, sustains and protects the entire sum total of all beings in this cosmos. All the Charachara Jivas in this universe are preserved and protected by Parameshwara himself. Then Parameshwara is called Shrungadrivasa Rasikaya. He is fond of residing in Shrungeri. Bhagavan is fond of residing anywhere there are bhaktas. He is fond of residing anywhere upasakas do upasana with faith, diligence and rigor. He is fond of residing anywhere where sajjanas follow dharma unflinchingly. Because Shrungeri is such a place, Bhagavan resides here gladly. And that is why in the Charitra of how Malahanikareshwara came to be here in Shrungeri, we will see how a great bhakta worshipped Parameshwara and brought about Parameshwara's presence in Shrungeri. This we will see in coming episodes. He is Maheshwara. Ishvara is anyone who controls, who commands. He is not just any Ishvara, but he is Maheshwara. He is the greatest of Ishvaras. That is why we get in Veda also, in Upanishad, Bhishasmadvatah pavate Bhishodeti suryah Bhishasmadagnischendrascha Mrityardhavati panchama iti. It is out of fear of that Parameshwara that Vayu performs his duty. It is out of fear out of that Parameshwara that the sun rises properly, that Surya rises properly. And it is out of fear of that Parameshwara that Indra, Agni, Yama and the other devatas perform their duties properly. What do we mean when we say that these devatas fear Paramatma? Whenever someone works under someone else, when an employee works under an employer, the employee will have a healthy fear of the employer, because the employee knows that if he does not perform his duty properly, he will face retribution from the employer. If his duty is not carried out faithfully, the employer will have to give him some shiksha, some dandana will have to be given. In the same way, Parameshwara, having created this entire cosmos, then delegated certain duties to Indra, Agni, Varuna, Vayu and all other devatas. So they recognize that although they may be controlling certain elements of Prakriti, Surya may control the sun, Vayu may control the wind, Indra may control the rains, Agni may control fire, but there is a controller above them as well. There is a Parameshwara who is a master of all of these devatas, and that these devatas are answerable to him. Knowing this, the devatas have a proper healthy fear towards Paramatma. So in this way, Paramatma is Maheshwara. He is the supreme controller of this universe. Then Parameshwara is referred to as Shitamshu Bhaskara Krishano Drishe. He whose three eyes are Surya, Soma and Agni. This is a very popular name of Shiva. That is why also we get in the Shiva Ashtottara Sharanamavali, Sarvajñah Paramatmacha Soma Suryagni Lochanaha. What does it mean when we say that Surya, Soma and Agni are Shiva's three eyes? We mean that Parameshwara is Sarvasakshi. He sees everything. And to see you need eyes. The eyes are what are called a Tejasa Indriya. So the greatest Tejas that is found in the world will be acting as Parameshwara's eyes. The three greatest luminaries that we have in this world are the sun, the moon and Agni. So the sun sees everything that is done during the day, the moon sees everything that is done during the night, and Agni shines during the day and the night. So to say that Paramatma is Sarvasakshi, Paramatma sees everything, Paramatma knows everything, Paramatma knows every single act of punya and papa committed by every single jiva in this world. So his eyes that are the sakshi for everything, that are the witnesses for everything, are Surya, Chandra and Agni. And furthermore, it is these three entities that are essential in the sustenance of the universe. So that is why we get in Gita also, Yadaditya gatan tejo jagad bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi yatcha agnau tat tejo vidhi mamakam. That tejas that shines in the Surya and illuminates the world, and that tejas that exists in Chandra and Agni, that tejas is mine. And then it is these three tejasas, these three tejaf padarthas that are essential in sustaining the world. How Surya sustains the world is evident to everyone. We get in the Aditya Hridaya, Payatyesha, Tapatyesha, Varshatyesha, Gabhastibhi. It is Surya that is essential in causing rain. And in Dharma Shastra also we get Aditya Jayate Vrishtihi, Vrishter Annam Tataf Prajaha. It is from the sun that rains find their origin. It is due to the sun that the rains come. It is due to the rains that crops grow. And it is only due to the crops that beings are able to sustain themselves. So in this way, Surya is essential in the sustenance of beings. In the same way, Bhagavan says in Gita, Pushnami chaushadhis sarva somo bhutva rasatmakaha. Having become Chandra, I sustain all the oshadhis. So that specific class of plants are sustained by me as Chandra. And then as Agni too, Aham Vaishvanaro bhutva praninam dehamashritah pranapana samayuktah pachamyannan chaturvidham. As Agni, I reside as the Jadharagni of all beings, and I help them digest the food that they take in, and I ensure that the food that goes in sustains them and their body. So in this way, it is the Soma, Surya, Agnis that are the three eyes of Paramatma that are sustaining this entire cosmos. And then Paramatma is referred to as Bhavani Bhartre, the husband of Bhavani. Normally, Bhavani is the name of Devi, but here specifically, the Devi that resides to the left of Malahanikareshwara, just as the Devi in Sri Shaila is Bhramarambika, just as the Devi in Kashi is Vishalakshi, just as the Devi in Arunachala is Apita Kuchamba, in the same way, the Devi, the name of Devi, who is the consort of Malahanikareshwara in Sringeri, is named Bhavani. Now, whom this Bhavani Devi was consecrated by, which Jagadguru performed the consecration, all of this we will get in the coming shlokas. But for now, we shall understand that it is not just a general statement here that Bhagavan is the consort of, that Parvati is Parameshwara's consort, but here in Sringeri, the Devi that is the consort of Malahanikareshwara is named Bhavani. And to that Malahanikareshwara we offer our namaskaras. Here the Linga is named Malahanikareshwara. The derivation of this name is given to us in the Tungabhadra Mahatmya. Amhohanikaram lingam malahanikaram viduhu. That linga that causes the destruction of amhas, that is to say papa, is called malahanikara. So because the service of this Paramatma removes our papas, because worship of this Paramatma helps us get rid of our papa samskaras, and because this Paramatma gives us jnana, thereby removing our sanchita karma consisting of punyas and papas, it is because of these qualities that this Paramatma is renowned as Malahanikara, the remover of all papas. So to that Paramatma we offer our namaskaras, and in the coming session we will look at a shloka that tells us about how this Paramatma came to be in Sringeri, and that talks about how this Paramatma was worshipped by various Maharshis. Namah Shankaraya.
Namami Shankaram